Welcome to the Lebanese Tips podcast. The time now is 2034 on the 15th of October 2024. Here we go with a live commentary on World Cup football events. This is one of the rare, very few, I've done a couple of these before, and they were very fruitful for the public. There are some things that the eye meets some, but not to the others. And when we debunk the gambling sector, as I'm looking at it now for the UEFA Nations League, UEFA, I always try to do subtitles for different languages about 24 hours or less after the podcasts, so that to allow a broader international audience. So although the translation isn't as good. So I'm looking at the races here. Sorry, I'm looking at the football here in hope to debunk the gambling sector for you from a geopolitical analysis using black operation, psychological operation, and NLP. Okay, so we start with UEFA, work our way down all the lives that I could see off of William Hill bookmakers right now. Poland and Croatia. It's 3-2 to Croatia. I expect Poland to win on this, or Poland to have the upper hand on this. So I could see more from Poland to score second half is a good bet. If you pick to score in the second half, is better than if you pick to score in the second half live or something like that. Yeah. So that if it goes outside the second half or the extra time, you still win the flutter. Right. So see if we can score Poland next couple of goals here. I do expect Poland to score second half. Switzerland and Denmark. Denmark's got a thing in it. It's currently 2-1 to Switzerland. I do expect some same scenario with Denmark. So Denmark and Poland might complement each other with the following bets that I'll give you. Do them in lucky 15s, trixies, lucky 31s, and do 4 folds, 5 folds in them. Scotland and Portugal. It's a draw now. I expect it to be a draw. I don't expect any goals to come through. I see a possible spanner, but if anything, both teams to score on a draw. Obviously, it'll be breaking news if Scotland beat Poland, Portugal. I think that's the mentality that we concluded for Portugal, but we could be shocked here. Certainly, if anything, I put the first goal on Scotland on the second half. It's all half time now, as it's showing me now, by the way. Right, Cyprus. I expect Cyprus to score in the second half. It's 1-0 to Kosovo right now. I expect some action. It's going to be a war zone, Cyprus. It's currently working for NATO. And as a result, I see that Cyprus could well be a goal, if not winner. So even though it's 19-1, I'm still mentioning it for Cyprus to win now. Currently 1-0 to Kosovo. Northern Ireland, Bulgaria. I see Bulgaria coming back. I definitely see Bulgaria coming back. It's 3-0 to Northern Ireland. So both teams to score, or Bulgaria to score second half is a good flutter to complement with what I've just been telling you. So into combinations, that is. Lithuania and Romania. Romania, yeah. Check out my Lebanese. Check out my debunking tips. DEBNKINGTIPS. One word on Twitter. Bulgaria. There's their message from the former president of Israel. Right. So I expect Romania to that outcome. And in terms of Belarus and Luxembourg, tough one. Belarus, I'm led to believe, is high in this country. I played with corners on this game. Luxembourg might have the upper hand if you want to go with the Zionists, which usually is the case. But Kosovo to fight, so it might be both teams to score. Right, moving on to the African Cup of Nations. The current two games are Central African Republic and Morocco. It's 2-0 to Morocco, and then we've got Ethiopia and Guinea. Most of Ethiopia there's a lot of Jewish people in Ethiopia, so I expect to see both teams to score on this here. You know what it's like in this nepotist world that we live in, very sectarian. So although Guinea has got the upper hand, and in view of the Zionist process of thought, Guinea were the one that voted to veto in the recent votings. Let's move on. Right, so those are the only two that I could see right now from African Cup of Nations. Let me just get the rest of the setup out the way, and I might go back to see what else is playing in that African Cup of Nations. So, UEFA under-21s. Ukraine there is 1-0 to Serbia now. I expect Ukraine, both teams to score on that one. England and Azerbaijan under-21s is 2 goals up for England. Azerbaijan will do both teams to score on that one. Azerbaijan being also Zionist backed. Right, moving down to England Northern Premier. I'm not going to really... I'm going to ignore that. I'm looking for the big World Cup, big matches, Euros and stuff like that. Let's have a look. If there's anyone that wants something, just tweet it to me. Because oh yeah, right. World Cup qualifying. Saudi Arabia is currently there. Now, obviously, it could well turn out to be a draw. But Saudi Arabia is going to win. So to back that alone to win is a flutter to be your banker with the rest of them. Right. I'm just looking at Argentinian Reserve League, Instituto Reserve with Atletico Tucumán. Oh, right. So both teams to score on that one. In the same process as the World War used to filter out any names with MAN at the back to suggest that they're Jews. Tucumán there, Atletico Tucumán there will score, both teams to score with Instituto. Institute, the word institute refers to a translation of the word Mossad, Institute. Right, okay, so both teams to score on that one. I'll complement that with the rest of your ones, including Saudi Arabia. Billericay and Basildon. I'm looking at England, Asia, Turvey Trophy, Billericay and Basildon. Yes, both teams to score on that one. Very white man areas in England and southwest England. And so therefore, moving on to England FA Cup qualifying. Gateshead to have an upper hand against Hernsford. The word Gateshead. You see, I don't know football, yeah, but I debunk it. I don't know nothing about football, but I debunk it. It's just to give you examples of, right, I think I've done that. Let's see if the other two that I cover. African Cup of Nations, what else is there here? Is there any? No, it's not showing there. What about this one? World Cup qualifying. It's not showing me what the World Cup qualifying matches are left here. Right, let's see another bookmaker, because some bookmakers do offer what some don't. So going on to that, oh yeah, right, here we go. Scotland and Portugal, we spoke about. Romania. Okay. What else? Switzerland and Denmark. Oh, right. No, let's leave that one. I think a draw on that one, or Denmark, if anything. But by rights, really, it should be Switzerland that will win that game. But it could well be those Switzerland. Hold on. Yeah, right. Switzerland, Denmark. It's currently 2-1 to Switzerland. So, if anything, I expect an upset for Denmark to come in there, obviously with the king looking to polish up their image in the. Might compliment Gateshead actually, without being sarcastic or even funny. Yeah. This is how I debunk it, and believe you and I, we shall see what the conclusion of that later. Stay tuned. Oh yes, there's another one called Barrystown and Newtown. I don't know if it's still on, but Newtown. There we go. 2-0 to Newtown. Sorry, 2-0 to Newtown is beating Barrystown. The word Barry is a rather Jewish word. The word Newtown is with reference to Gaza, is with reference to invasion and occupation. And as a result, we'll see Barrystown score a goal. But I will conclude there may well be a third goal for Newtown and Barrystown. So it might even be 3-1. Who knows? They're both very Jewish. They're both quite a Jewish formula in terms of what they want you to have a NLP programmed into your head. Newtown, New World Order. Bright House Town, same thing. Currently, where are we? Bright House Town is in the English Northern Division 1. Bright House Town versus Belper Town. Bright House Town is currently 1-0 half time. There may well be another Bright House Town on that one to complement your rest of selections. I'm looking at the English Ishimian Division 1, whatever you would call it. Herne Bay, Eastbourne Town. Bay have the upper hand, quite a Jewish area, part of southwest London. I know it well, been there many a times. And in terms of English Istimal Premier League, we've got Hastings United and Chesham, currently 3-1 to Chesham. But Hastings United, Hastings with reference to the Battle of Hastings. I see Hastings coming back to convey or relay that Masonic, subliminal, historic part of the world. So Hastings to come back with Chesham, currently half time now. Right, you will understand how I debunk this once it all materializes. What else? Yes, let's get on to. We've also got Venezuela playing as well, haven't we? Let me just flip through some of these that are coming up as well. So these podcasts that I do on World Cup events, World Cup and big Euro and stuff, football that is, on the occasions that I do, will be permanent podcasts that will apply in a debunking analysis of the geopolitical side of world football or Euro football. And so as a result, they will be valid podcasts throughout the year, every year, now onwards, as will the football team CA Temple. Well done to those that backed my selection Temple the other day that I used, and it worked. Yeah, what am I giving you? Yeah, I am giving you the rest of the races, the rest of the. Check out Jaguares de Cordoba, and Atletico Nacional Medellin on the 19th of October. Yeah, also check out Atletico Bucaramanga playing with Deportivo Paso. So Deportivo Paso versus Atletico de Bucaramanga. Add those to your combinations that I'm giving you now. Yeah, They will come up in the next couple of days, and add them to any other tip that I present on my Twitter account there, the word debunking tips. Check it out. I don't allow anyone to follow, but if you're just a punter, then I do allow that. Because a lot of people are on my case of the Electric Army. Yeah, Boca Juniors de Cali versus Atletico FC Cali on the 16th, or tonight, 2200 hours London local time. Or so this bookmaker is saying tonight, 2200 hours. What else? What else do I want you to attempt? Yeah. Leones FC versus Real Socha. October at midnight. Include that over 2.5, 3.5 goals in the ones that I'm telling you now. They're up ahead with Boca Junior de Cali and that over 2.5, 3.5. Real Santander and Llaneros FC also tonight at 9:30. Let's see if both teams to score on that one. Possible over 2.5 goals. What else? Oh yeah, Tigres FC Zipaquira versus Union Magdalena or Magdalena. Today also at 21:30 GMT, London local time. What else do we have? Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the both teams to score. Dead certain with Italy and Israel. They finally scored 4-1 to Italy there. That was 5 goals there. I told you both teams to score over 2.5 goals. And it was a dead certain. I spread that word verbally to people I knew and spoke to. And everybody generated a piece of sharing the love, not hate, sharing the love. That's what we do here on the Lebanese Tips podcast. We share the love and expose the hate. They expose the hate. When we expose the hate, they accuse us of being haters, when this is a black op, this is a psyop, this is a orchestrated event of targeted harassment on me and my, quote, presidential case, unquote, quoted by a diplomat, a Lebanese official called Ali Bannout of the Lebanese embassy here in London's Lebanese embassy. Colombia and Chile today, 21:30. Add that to your combination. We're hoping for over 2.5, 3.5 goals. And I see it getting hot with Colombia and Chile. I see both teams to score. I do see Chile as a team that might present breaking news. I see them both as anti-Zionist countries, so therefore they will be there playing to win, and I wish them both the very best. I expect a generation of corners, maybe over 8, 9, 10, 11 corners, maybe even 13, 14. You know, that's how I see. Don't be shy to start with 8, 9, 10 corners in this game. As with, I don't know how Portugal and England are doing, but I'll be back in the corners, as I mentioned in my previous podcast. Check my previous podcast that has this picture that you see on this audio. Sometimes I just don't want to go public, literally, visually, so I just stick for my sports fans. So turn your notifications on. Subscribe to my new YouTube, which is monetized. and I will be going over to it, even though I'm getting, well, last few months I've had over 300,000. Last 4 months I've had over 300,000, 350,000 interactions or impressions, whatever they're called, on YouTube. And it's a shame because I've only got less than 200 subscribers here. Most of my audience, they don't subscribe. They are the ones who are about to cause this podcast totally change. And I'm making this public now that this podcast will now cease to give out sports tips. This podcast will be dedicated only on personal updates of my quote presidential case, unquote, quoted by a diplomat or an official at the Lebanese embassy here in London. I'm a 17-day hunger striker, and I am a target of I'm a political victim, as one mental health nurse called it. And so look at below, you will see the word UCME. Sorry, you will see the word Lebanese Tips, one word. At Lebanese Tips, one word. Punch that up on YouTube. That will refer you to the new website. You'll see me there. On that one there will be all the sports tips from this second onwards. And on that note, I bid you a good day.